Hey guys, Erin from Straight Line here with some tips and guidance on what you can do through this national emergency of the COVID-19. These are things that we are implementing internally and advising our clients. So these aren't things I just took from Google and just thought they were a good idea to share. They're things that actually can really work, and they're good strategies, and they're some things that you should really take seriously. So number one is to cut and reduce expenses. What I mean by that is take out your bank statements, your credit card statements for the past 12 months. Yes, 12 months is going to give you a true picture of where your money is going, and go through them line by line. What you need to ask yourself when you're reviewing these expenses is, does this expense make me money, or is it necessary for the operation of my business? If it is not, then you probably should cut it or reduce it. An example of this and what you can cut are monthly subscriptions, so some streaming services for music. Maybe you have an Amazon Subscribe and Save for your business that you're just stocked up on paper towels, or maybe you're one of the lucky ones that happens to have 6 months worth of toilet paper. Because of Subscribe and Save, either way, go through those monthly expenses and cut them. You may not notice the impact right away by cutting expenses, but over the next several months, you will notice it and it will impact your business tremendously and your cash flow. So again, you want to cut the expenses that are not making you money or do not directly relate to the operations of your business. This is extremely important and can make a huge impact on your business. Number two, what you want to do, you probably have some time right now. You want to start planning ahead for the future. You're a little slower. Business owners typically just think of the right now, what's happening right now. You need to start looking to the future. Is there ways that you can increase your cash flow? For an example, if you're a landscaper, you probably do weekly maintenance on people's yards. You can go through and you can send out your contracts right now to your clients, notify them of the new fees for the weekly mowing, bi-weekly mowing, whatever, and then also tell them that you're implementing an automatic payment program. You can get their payment information and you can process the payments either monthly or when you do the mowing. This is going to be huge. It will save you time doing those invoices, chasing down fees, and all of your mowing fees for the year. Sometimes landscapers are so busy they don't have time that they're not doing the billing for 2 to 3 months after, and then their customers are getting large bills and getting annoyed. Then you have to chase the money and whatnot. If you do this and you have them pay automatically, then you already have that cash flow. Number two, what you can do is, again, if you're a landscaper, you can go back and look at your customers and what they have throughout the year. So they have spring cleaning, maybe weekly mowings, maybe they need an aeration this year, fall cleanup. You total that all up, how much it would be for their services for the year, and then you spread it out as a monthly cost between now and the end of the year, and you tell them, this is the monthly cost, we're spreading it, and then you can collect the payment automatically with that automatic payment form. This gives you better cash flow. You can predict your cash flow a little bit better, and it also spreads out the cost for the client. Another way that you can do it, you're already totaling up all these expenses for the year, you can give a prepaid discount. Maybe you give a 5 to 7% prepaid discount for that customer. They prepay in advance. That way you get some money right now, and they've already paid for the services for the future. You have that client locked in, and you've gotten some money out of it. You just gave them a little bit of a discount. You can do that in any, you can think of outside the box ways for any kind of business you have to get cash flow in, but setting up people, if you have recurring services on an automatic payment, is the best way to go. Number three, you need to evaluate your products and services. What I mean is you need to look at them and see what's actually making you the most money. I don't mean that top line or gross revenue, I mean that bottom line or profit. You might have some services or products that you're providing that make you no money. They might actually cost you money, but they have a high sales amount. That doesn't mean that they're worth selling. You should evaluate your expenses and only sell things that's actually making you money. An example of this might be a contractor or someone in the trades. Maybe you like to do big jobs, but what you're doing is you're bidding against other large contractors, and maybe to get the job you're underbidding, therefore you're probably not making a lot of money on these jobs. Whereas if you went to residential and you just went individually to individuals, you might be able to get smaller jobs, you might have more frequent jobs, so maybe 2 to 3 jobs per week versus 4 to 5 jobs per year, but you're making more money, you have higher volume, and you're making more money on each job. So just because that sales price on that product or service is very high does not mean that it's making you money. So it's very important to evaluate that. Number 4, communicate. Communicate, communicate. I cannot stress this enough. Right now, it is imperative that businesses communicate with their customers and clients. They hired you, they want to hear from you. This is not the time to act like my 3-year-old daughter and stick your fingers in your ears and say la la la. Now is the time to let your customers and clients know what you're doing. that you're still around, that you're still in business, what steps you're taking to work around this crisis, if there's anything that you're doing, when you can expect to open, is there anything they can do to help whatever service that you're doing. You just need to communicate. It's so important. Our marketing agency, the Ride Agency, always says to us, communicate early and often and then do it again. I cannot reiterate this enough. It is extremely important. So those are my 4 tips for today.